Hello, hello, beauties. Today I want to talk about something super important. It's this whole notion of using style to release limiting beliefs and the power that style actually has to really elevate you into the next version of you, the next version of your life, the next version of what you're creating. So when we look at a limiting belief, that's essentially some belief, some idea that you have about yourself that's not serving you. So it's limiting you, it's not serving you, and more times than not, it's not true. Like, it's just something that you've learned from your parents, from society, I don't know, through the media. Like, it's just things that you've taken on, or maybe someone said something to you at a really young age, and so you took on that belief as true, right? And at the time, maybe you didn't have the reasoning or the intellect to really understand that it was not true. And so you took it on and you made it true, right? So these beliefs are what start to hold us back when we have true desires in life, or we have things that we want to achieve, and you kind of come up against that belief, or, you might call it like an upper limiter, but it's just different things that kind of come up, and they usually come up in your subconscious. So you might not even know what it is, or you might be really aware what your limiting belief is, but you're not really sure how to let it go, how to release it. Like, let's say, for instance, you are doing a really great job with your business, you're enrolling a lot of clients, and you kind of hit a threshold, and then there's like this limiting belief that someone said to you at some point in your life, like, oh, you can't make any money doing that, or I don't know, something. So you kind of trigger that limiting belief when you get to a certain point, and then you end up self-sabotaging. It's really interesting because your energy shifts, and then you start telling the universe different things, and then you self-sabotage, and then all of a sudden all your clients go away. That's what happens. So these limiting beliefs, these ideas. So let me get to the root of why you can actually use style to eradicate them, to release them, to let them go once and for all. So when you think about your clothing, when you think about your style, it's all energy, right? Like clothes, everything, it's all energy, and it's an extension of who you are. More importantly, it's an extension of who you think you are, right? In most cases, what I see is the way people are showing up in their style, unless they've done the deeper work, unless they've, really learned how to embody themselves in their true style. Oftentimes you're not really showing up as the true you in your style. You're showing up as who you think you are in that current moment versus like who you really are and where you're going. And so as you start to embrace the true you, as you start to understand who you really are and how that version of you wants to show up in your style, and then you start to actually dress that way, like dress for who you're becoming, dress for where you're going, as if you are already that version of you, as if you already have created that life, as if you've already created that level of success, right? You start showing up now as that version of you, and what happens is you start to believe that about yourself. So you actually take ownership. You take ownership of, this is where my life is going. This is who I'm becoming. And then you start to believe that that's who you are because you're showing up in the physical as that version of you every single day. And then what's really wild is that the more you believe and the more you see yourself as that, those limiting beliefs start to dissolve, right? Those thoughts that you once had about yourself, you realize, oh, well, that's actually not true because I'm doing that now, right? Like they start to fade away, and the clothing really becomes that impetus to push you ahead, to push you forward, to push you through, until all of a sudden you realize you're like living the life that you had dreamed of, all because you started dressing for that version of you. So it's really cool, and it really is that powerful when you put that intention on it, right? But it's really about like owning who you are and owning your style, and even owning like what's that one piece, what are those key pieces, what's that jewelry that allows you to feel like that version of you now, and embracing it and showing up as that version of you now so that you start believing it. So it's really cool. A lot of people think like, oh, well, I'll buy that new outfit when, I'll buy that jewelry when, right? But I always say this, it's the other way around. And if you hear me say this a lot, it's because it takes a little while for this to really sink in. But it's that whole idea of having the faith and believing in yourself so that you take the step first, so that you change out your vibe, so that you buy yourself the really great outfit, right? And then as you do that and as you show up, your energy shifts, those limiting beliefs start to fade away, and then you wake up and realize you are that person of you that you dreamed of 6 months ago. You have that life, that business that you dreamed of a year ago, 2 years ago. So it's really cool, but style really is that powerful. It's just embody. It's about embodying that version of you, owning that version of you, and then allowing any belief to fade away that just does not really align with that. So let me know if this is helpful for you guys. Let me know if this is resonating for you. And, just remember, like, your clothing is energy. So how you show up every single day, it's for you. It's for no one else, right? It's for you. And it's also you giving a signal out to the universe of what you believe about yourself. And it's really powerful. So just had that thought, was just on a walk and was like, I really got to jump on and talk about the power of this. Okay, so sending you all so much love, and go forth stylishly. Bye.